You got it, didn't you? The Nitro Stalker freeze gun. So cool. My internet group is gonna be so jealous.
Fine. I'll tell you what. You say one word about this to anybody, and I'll deflate the tires of your wheelchair. I'm in enough trouble with the cops.
Fine, okay, I won't say anything. Threatened by Tex Murphy. This is so cool.
Merry Christmas.
Alright, I'm assuming that means I now have the thing.
We may only get one chance, Carlos, so I wanted to go over the plan one more time. If Margaret shows up at the Ritz, call me immediately. If I'm delayed, detain her. We have to assume she won't give up the egg voluntarily, but I want to talk to her first. You know why I've given you the cryo chamber. But that has to be the very last resort. And if anything happens to me, I'll need you to contact a friend of mine. Keep it safe until I retrieve it.
Well, it sounds like Mason and Margaret had a major disagreement. I need to locate both of them and get to the bottom of this. I decide to head back to my office to sort things out.
Hey, cowboy. Any memories coming back yet?
Not so far, but something tells me I might be missing out on some really good ones.
That's solid detective work.
So... were we dating?
Dating? Oh, that's so cute. I guess you can call it that. But we were also working together in a more professional capacity.
Well, now my detective skills are picking up a little sarcasm.
Seriously, cowboy, you're good. I've learned a lot working with you the past couple weeks.
Let me get this straight. You and I were working on a case together? Do you mind telling me about that?
Not at all. You wanted a list of tenants here at the Ritz as far back as I could go.
Why would I do that?
It was your dreams. They were vivid before, but they were getting out of control. It's almost like they were changing you into someone else. You talked about seeing things from the past, but you wouldn't give me details. You were incredibly stressed. It was like you actually believed this apartment was haunted. You even started looking into psychometry.
Psycho what?
Psychometry. It's the belief that an object can contain a person's energy or memories.
So, not only am I an amnesiac, but I'm a paranormal idiot. Great.
Sounds crazy, I know. But then we found out about Donnelly.
Who?
J.T. Donnelly. It was the most bizarre thing. I'd heard you mention the name in your sleep. But then, his name turned up when I checked out the previous tenants.
So who is this guy?
He's a private investigator, a real old school brute. He worked for some powerful, influential people, but then he disappeared around 1943. His last known address was here.
San Francisco.
No, here, at the Ritz in this exact apartment.
Okay, that's a little bizarre.
It gets bizarrier. You called me one night, raving like a lunatic, saying the walls were talking. I rushed over and found holes smashed in the wall, and you curled up on the floor in a ball.
Well, I'm glad to hear I haven't changed that much.
You wouldn't tell me what had happened. But after that, you wouldn't sleep here. That's when you got your new place and started to sleep there.
Hold on. I have another place?
Yes, you do. And it's even nicer than here.
This is all crazy. I think I'm gonna sleep here tonight just to see whether it affects me in the same way.
Do you want some company?
Absolutely.
Listen, Taylor, I'm beginning to see what the other me saw in you. But in my head, it's still 2043. I've got to tell you, there was somebody else.
Chelsea, I know. I know how much she meant to you, Tex. Losing her was traumatic as hell for you. But she's gone. And there's nothing you can say or do or don't do that's gonna bring her back. Do you feel that?
I sure do.
I'm alive.
It's
And
boob.
that's my heart. It's yours if you want it. And it comes with all the other bits.
You'll understand when you're older. Stay true to Chelsea. Go with Taylor. Untrustworthy. I have a feeling this is like a major decision point somehow. See, the problem is that I'm sitting here wondering, I'm like... She said like the past couple weeks, which kind of makes it sound like it hasn't been that recent, which... Yeah. 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 I mean, this seems like maybe a mushy middle ground. I mean, up to this point, we've kind of... Fuck this thought. Up till this point, it doesn't feel like my decisions have really altered, like, how the game has progressed, but I mean, maybe it has. I don't know. But
I'm sorry, Taylor, but I love Chelsea, and I never even got the chance to tell her. And if there's any chance that I can find her, I've got to do it. I hope you'd understand.
I don't understand, Tex. Why can't you let this go? It's crazy. That room you have across the hall with all our stuff is like some sick Chelsea shrine. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
oh, is that the room that's locked?
I'm gonna go.
6 hours later, the rain was finally letting up. Last night felt
Chelsea
like a
key.
blindside punch to the face. I didn't think having Taylor walking out of my office could be so painful. There's just something reassuring and comfortable about her, but I've got way too many questions, yearnings, and guilt not to find out what happened to Chelsea. Even if it kills me, I've got to know. There's something darker than the night I'm dealing with, and it hinges on what happened that evening 7 years ago with her.
He's the niece of the guy with the restaurant who we met when we first went in there. We have a fax. Drop by 3 cards to midnight. I've got exciting information about your case. Okay, so that's Archie's place. No messages. So I'm assuming... No? Hmm. 2E. Do 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 do. Two E. Needs a key. Well, good thing. Okay. How long have these candles been burning? Weenie World. I love the Golden Pagoda. Apparently it's not dead since everyone's still reading newspapers.
I'm here to ask you out for dinner, and I'm not taking no for an answer.
What, like a date?
No, it'd be more like two friends having a great meal and maybe some stimulating conversation.
I guess that'd be okay. I mean, yeah, that'd be all right.
So what are you in the mood for? You know, I heard Weenie World put tater tots on the menu.
I've got a better idea. Why don't you let me make you dinner at my place? It's cheaper than going out. And besides, I have something I'd like to talk to you about. Let's say 8 o'clock?
Well, you talked me into it, Miss Bell.
Oh, I feel so spoiled.
By the way, what should I bring, red or white?
You better bring both.
Screaming in the rain. That seems kind of out of place. I'm surprised I can't look at this. Some ring thing? That's gotta be a fire hazard. I was thinking the same thing. Oh, he's not in. Damn it. All right, so this is open now. Archie Ellis is my herbal tea-loving source for all things alien, supernatural, conspiracy theorist, where he's just plain crazy. He ran into some trouble with the NSA. Oh, my last case, last I knew, he was hiding out in some tropical locale with a bevy of beauties. I'm surprised he's back in town. 50 Shades of Grey.
Hey, Murphy, how you doing? You okay? I heard you were having some kind of amnesia. You know, most alien abductees always have some sort of memory loss.
Are you still into that alien thing, Archie? I mean, isn't that just a little passé?
The truth never goes out of style, my friend. Now, I heard something about an injection and a head wound. Yowza! You really
Back off, man, because I swear I will shoot the next person who tries to touch this, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry. Ouch. Ooh. So, I guess you do need some catching up then. A few months ago, I moved back here from the islands and I opened up this place. And I was hoping that you and I could hang out together like old times, but you haven't been around much.
So I haven't come by with the traditional welcome back fruit basket? I have turned into a bastard.
Sounded like the same Murph to me, making jokes and putting your cigarette out in my herbal tea before I'm done with it.
Yeah, you're never gonna let me forget that one, are you? So we talked recently.
Not yet, but you know I'm always ready to be Robin to your Batman. Without the homoerotic undertones, of course.
Sorry, Arch, but it's a package deal. If you're gonna be in this with me, you're gonna have to be in all the way.
You had me going there, Murph.
Okay, Boy Wonder. I need you to enter 2 names into the Bat computer. Mason Bowers, Margaret Leonard.
Well, I don't know about Mason Bowers, but Margaret Leonard, she's connected to one of the greatest mysteries of all time. I mean, you know who Nikola Tesla was, right?
Nikola. The cough drop?
Nikola Tesla was a genius. Probably one of the greatest geniuses ever. I mean, it was Tesla, not Marconi, who was the true inventor of the radio. He invented a Tesla coil, the AC electricity, remote control. He even pioneered cryogenics.
So are we almost to the part about Margaret Leonard?
Right. Well, Tesla died in 1943 when the FBI just swooped in and confiscated all his papers and designs. Then in about 2012, all this stuff, the Tesla cache just disappeared. And you want to know who the #1 suspect was?
Margaret Leonard.
No, an FBI agent named Charles Johansson. Now, I know they could never prove that he did it, but then he quits the FBI and joins some Tesla fanatic group called the Tesla Legacy Society, a group dedicated to making the world better through technology. And that's where he meets
Margaret Leonard.
Bingo! They fall in love, they get married. I think they even had a kid together.
So where's Margaret now?
Not a clue. Johansson died a couple years later, cancer, I think. After that, Margaret just dropped out of circulation.
So all this happened, what, 37 years ago. I mean, no one's found the Tesla cache since then?
It's one of the great mysteries, the lost inventions of Nikola Tesla.
What's the big deal with the Tesla inventions? I mean, there must be some reason they were never made.
Oh, you ever hear of a little thing called Tunguska?
Have I ever? Picked up a bad case when I was down in Mexico. It's where I learned the phrase, Baños, rapidos, ándale muchachos, vámonos!
Oh, Murph, you're too funny. You know, in 1890s, Tesla conducted an experiment and created a resonance frequency. You know, like a big vibration, and it nearly took out a whole chunk of New York City. And then in the 1900s, he began to work on what he called a teleforce beam. The press called it, a death ray, cooler name. But a few years later in Russia, remote area called Tunguska, something caused an explosion 1,000 times greater than the atomic bomb.
1,000 times greater than the atomic bomb 40 years before we invented it?
But that was the last anyone ever heard of the death ray. Tesla never got funding. Instead, they made him out to be some crackpot, and he was broke for the rest of his life. Some people think the plans for it were part of the Tesla cache. Just think how much someone would pay to get their hands on that.
And this has what to do with what? Other than the name of the game? Yeah, I know. It was a meteor. Or so they say.
And I'll never forget what you did tipping me off before that whack job NSA guy could get me. Seems nice. I eat at the Brew and Stew all the time. I actually wouldn't mind forgetting a few years of my own life, mostly my teenage years.
Hologram.
Yeah. Oh, that's the Hollow Babe at the Golden Gate. Yeah, Mojo is warm for her form, or lack thereof, as it were.
What's that face?
My little buddy Mojo works over there. We hang out a lot, but I can't stay there too long. Something makes my eyeballs burn. He's not very friendly, is he? Gosh, you'd think a sidekick would be a little more helpful, huh? You know me, Murph. Always up for an adventure. As long as I don't have to go anywhere.
Kind of defeats the purpose of the adventure.
You like my shop? Kind of like my old one, the Cosmic Connection. But I had to change the name in case, the NSA and all that.
Except you put it in the same place. Well, you found the freeze gun.
Donnelly's kind of a mysterious character. He was a private detective Tesla may have hired not long before he died. There's a mention of it in one of Tesla's letters.
Interesting.
No, both aliens and ghosts can communicate through their dreams. It's a proven fact.
Okay.
I've been checking my sources, but no one's heard a thing about her in years. He died like 40 years ago and either left the Tesla cash with Margaret Leonard or somebody else, or he took it to the grave. The Tesla cash is right up there for me. Oh, and the death ray? Well, the name says it all, doesn't it?
All right. As I leave, Archie hands me an old photograph of Margaret Leonard. Maybe someone else on Chandler will recognize her from the picture. Okay. Time to go through the rounds again. Actually, it might almost be time to get off. I'll go the rounds and then I guess I'll get off. And then I hope I'll remember what the hell I'm doing when I get on next week.
Hey, Tex. How's your case progressing? Sorry, I don't know a lot of people, except the ones that come in here.
Alright, that was useful. So this is Chelsea's old place. Hey, he's back.
If you were looking for me earlier, I wasn't here.
Clearly.
Well, it's not like you're gonna just sit around here waiting for me to ask questions, right?
Yeah, that wouldn't be very realistic, would it? So what can I do for you?
You recognize the woman in this photo?
Oh, nice. I think I saw her in a playbook from 1996. Is this your girlfriend?
What would you know about romance?
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Not counting the inflatable variety.
I'm just kidding about this woman being your girlfriend. She's actually mine. No, I'm kidding again. This is Margaret Leonard. She's had a room here at the Ritz forever. She used to live here, but I haven't seen her in years. So, she may not be here anymore, but she auto-pays her rent. So it's all good.
Any chance you can get me into her apartment?
Not a chance in hell. I let her install her own security system, just like you, except hers is a real one. I can't tell you which apartment it is, but you won't get in without a passcode or a personal invitation. Maybe I could try to help you with something else.
All right.
All I know about her is she's got a room here. I hardly ever see her, so I don't know when she's here and when she isn't. No, I bet she was something back in the day. Way back in the day.
So, do we know what room she was in? Margaret Leonard is going rogue.
I've been thinking, Murphy, perhaps I should confide something to you.
Oh, this should be good.
Well, you believe Maldonado is spying on you, but it could have been someone else.
Not Margaret Leonard by any chance.
How did you know?
Do the words P.I. mean anything to you?
Margaret may be in grave danger. I've tried to contact her, but to no avail.
Gosh, if only we knew someone with some detective skills. Do you know how to get into her apartment?
No, but she may have left a clue. Some time ago, she left this in my care. It's for you.
Me?
She wanted you to have it in case anything happened. I met Margaret years ago. She was a woman of secrets.
Well, I'm glad I stopped in here.
I have an interest in Tesla collectibles, so yes, I've heard of it. And no, I don't know where you could find it. I met Margaret years ago. She was a woman of secrets.
Yeah, we've seen this. Well, we can ask everyone else, but it sounds like we might have what we need.
More questions? Why you gotta keep coming back with more questions?
Because it's my job!
I remember her. Sweet little old lady. Used to see her around the neighborhood years ago. Don't remember the last time I saw her.
Still can't believe I'm working with the one and only Tex Murphy. What can I do for you, sir?
Answer some questions.
That's the witch. At least that's what I call her. A couple times I've seen this old lady sneaking around the neighborhood.
Interesting.
Whatever you need, Mythe, just ask. I know you was having bad dreams way back when, but I didn't hear nothing else about him after, you know, the thing with Chelsea happened. Oh, I know this little lady. Haven't seen her around in quite a while, but she used to come in pretty regular. I think she lived at the Ritz, at least for a time. She and Chelsea were real friendly.
Oh, were they?
Pretty sure her name wasn't Margaret Leonard, though. At least that ain't the name she told me.
Okay. Interesting. Well, this might actually be a decent place to leave off. We are, okay, we're saving going in here, it looks like, so.